The dog is farting.
How do you know?
How do I know that the dog is farting?
Can you hear it?
No, I used a different sense to be able to tell that the dog was farting. Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon podcast. You're tuned into Dog Fart Talk. This is the intro we planned. Our dog, we've got his DNA back.
I had him
Captain's
DNA'd, and we found out, because I knew he was half German Shepherd.
You knew it was 50%?
Yeah, because I knew he had like something cute in him that made him not look like a real German Shepherd. Because I don't find those dogs cute.
Well, what's cool is that the German state will actually do the DNA testing for you to ensure that your dog is pure German. And if it's not, they will not give you PayPass. And so
PayPass?
You have PayPass? So we did not get his PayPass, but we did get his DNA tested, and he is, in fact, 50% Jew hunter and 50% drunken circus performer.
Well, Australian Shepherd, and then I Googled the breed, and this dog Puddles came up, who's a world-renowned
Bed pisser.
hula hoop jumper. And I was like, oh, that even looks like our dog.
Yep.
And so I told Moshe, and Moshe immediately bought a hula hoop.
I went on to Amazon, the mom and pop shop that I like to support, Amazon.com, and I found a hula hoop. I got a hula hoop, and I will tell you that within 2 sessions, Captain was leaping through the hoop.
It was pretty crazy. He did it immediately.
He's born to circ. This dog is born to leap, and he took to it like a clown to makeup. He took to it like a lion tamer to a whip. He took to it like a trapeze artist to a trapeze. He is the daring young dog. He jumps through the air with the greatest of ease.
Doesn't come when called, but he does know how to jump through.
That's not what he's bred for. He's not bred to come when called. Although he is German Shepherd, don't they say like, "Come in here, Captain, come in here," and then immediately, "Yes, mein Führer." You would think obedience would be at least 50% of it. Come in here. You know what it is? He doesn't want to come because he can sense we're Jewish.
It's funny. We're going to have to explain all these stereotypes to our child.
Jews or German Shepherds?
Everything. Like, remember we were playing that game this weekend? We were playing this really fun game with our friends called Puns of Anarchy. Mm-hmm. And one of the categories was white people stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was like white people nonsense.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And my daughter had it, and she was like,
what's white people nonsense?
And then she was like, having fun. Like...
That's true, though, actually.
But she just is like...
White people do have fun.
She's white. What does she do?
No, but white people have a lot of fun.
White people just want to have fun.
No, white people have some of the most fun of any people. I mean, no, seriously. It's true. Systemic racism makes it very easy to enjoy yourself if you're at the top of the chain. They're going to Barbados. They're talking loudly. You know, they're ordering the brie plate. They're having a good-ass time. They're wasting away in Margaritaville. Mm-hmm. They're doing it all. They're voting for Trump and DeSantis in Florida.
Listening to Nickelback.
I mean, in Iowa. They're listening to Nickelback. All these things are fun. That's why I never got the knock on hipsters. It was like, what are you upset about? These people like good cheese and have care about grooming their mustache. Like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, but the male hipsters were kind of creepy.
Yeah, well, that's
they
fun
were
too.
Trying to present as unique and interesting to try to fuck teenagers or something.
Well, my friend Kevin used to say, Kevin Kami had a joke that diversity at his office was different heights of white people.
That's funny.
Well, Natasha,
so
we
are
have
going
a
to have to
circus dog.
Explain that to our child.
Well, I'll tell you what is classic white people nonsense.
Explaining racism to your child?
No.
What?
Circus dogs. I don't know this for sure, but I kind of feel like the agility course sector of dog ownership is not filled with people of color. I could be wrong about that. Write in. Are you an agility course dog trainer of color? An AGDTOC? Mm-hmm. Write in. Expose my ignorance. Show me my privilege. You know what was a privilege? Watching Captain leap through the hula hoop with only 2 sessions in. All it took was a couple chunks of beef liver and a will.
I still don't want to wear dog food.
Oh, our dog trainer keeps telling us to wear a pouch filled with steak bits.
I put my hand in it today, and it was all slimy, like raw bacon or something. Like, what is in here?
Yeah, how you think I feel as a straight man? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's like what happens when you finger a girl?
That's what happens when you finger a girl.
Gross.
Yeah, it's like steak bits.
No, mine's warm.
It is warm. It's like warm steak bits.
That was just cold, slimy.
It was pretty nasty. It's like She keeps using the phrase high value treats. By the way, that's white people nonsense right there. High value treats.
No, the fact that you have a dog trainer.
I don't know about that. You think so?
Well, I think the dog trainer thing is, there's a lot of different reasons to have a dog trainer.
Uh-huh.
If you're trying to get it to like walk on a balance beam.
That's some white people nonsense right there.
Also showed me to do that today.
Yeah, that's true. High value treats, white people nonsense. I would say, by the way, tonight we ate at an In-N-Out burger. Guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey man, where'd you get your glasses?" I said, "At an airport, they're Gucci." And he said, "I don't think I can afford that." And I said, "I think you could. They weren't that expensive." And he said, "Anyway, is that Natasha Leggero that you're sitting with?" And I was like, "Oh, you didn't care about my glasses. You just making small talk to get to your closer?" I said, yeah, that's her. He said,
they have very bright lights at In-N-Out.
So I'm a big fan of her stuff.
Oh, that's
he said,
nice.
Yeah. So
he never came up to me.
No, he's too scared. He's too intimidated. He thought he could get through me. And I told him, I said, "Don't even look over there." I said, "That's my wife." I said, "That's mine. I hit that steak bit." That's what I said to him. God damn it.
That's very cute, hun. Well, listen, hopefully by the next time we podcast, our dog will is there anything else? Maybe we could set fire to the hula hoop and have him run through it.
Oh, that's a great idea. He is very furry. I would say the odds of him catching on fire are pretty high. But I could do the thing where the fire is on the outside with prongs. And then, do you know what I'm saying? It's like a hula hoop trick. Like
that would be cool.
Like fire dance or hula hoop. They don't usually set the hula hoop on fire. It'll have like a metal prong sticking out, and then it'll have a little fiery bulb.
I think he could handle it.
So then I think I could do that. Actually, that's the next step is fiery hula hoop. God, I gotta have some high value treats to get him to jump through fire.
You gotta put like a full Vaughn's chicken in there.
Yeah, hell yeah, a T-bone steak on the other end. That's what the course will be. It'll be a flaming hula hoop with a suspended T-bone steak, and we'll see if he'll jump through. Today's a written in episode. No guests today. Just a few secrets and a few letters and my heart.
The letters have been stacking up, so I think we should start. And I don't know that we're going to get through all these.
All right. Well, let's read a few of them.
Okay.
Hey, love the pod. Here's my advice question. Please keep it anonymous. I mean, listen, you didn't sign this letter. We don't have a choice.
Wait, maybe they don't want us to read it.
What do you mean? Keep it anonymous. I mean, I'm looking at the letter. There's no name here. It's like, what do you mean keep it anonymous? I guess your email, or you thought we'd be like, this one written in from biopsypro@gmail.com. Okay, I'm about to move in with my girlfriend. We're in our late 20s. Oh, this sounds like Jeff. This has got to be Jeff.
Who's Jeff? Oh.
I'm about to move in with my girlfriend. We're in our late 20s. She has a friend who she knew from high school, briefly dated in college, bad relationship, then became good friends again post-college. Okay, they used to date. Things fell apart. They became friends.
He still wants to fuck her. They became friends.
I have no issue with them being friends, especially because they have plenty of mutual friends. But the question came up of what happens if he wants to visit. I mean, I don't even need to read the rest of this letter. I will, but I already know the answer. Okay, I'm going to predict it. I'm going to be like, remember Carson when he would do this? Remember that? What would he do?
I'm a little younger than you, so I don't really remember. You talking about Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
These people are in their 20s.
A different Carson? Carson Daly. You remember Carson Daly used to do the great, what was it? The Grand Poobah bit?
These people were born in the 90s.
He would hold a letter up to his
2000s.
head and he would guess the answer. So here's the answer. Do not allow your girlfriend's ex to stay in your house with you. What happens if he wants to visit? We're in a major city and he has a family a couple of hours outside, so it makes sense that he flies in and crashes at ours at some point. My initial instinct is I don't want to be welcoming to an ex in our home. My girlfriend is completely understanding and okay with whatever I decide I'm comfortable with, but has pointed out the obvious weirdness that would then exist when she tells him that I feel that way. What do you think? Am I being reasonable, or am I letting my male ego get in the way?
You let my ex. I have an ex-boyfriend, and you let me go spend the night with him sometimes.
What? What? This is a major reveal. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like if my friend Ari will go away and it totally depends on the vibe.
I mean, I just feel
if he's feeling on her.
Well, obviously not. I just feel like it's different. Yeah, I just feel like it's different. I'm not a jealous guy, but when I was in my 20s, if I was dating someone and her ex wanted to stay over and we lived together, I think I would. I mean, here's the difficulty. They don't have another option, right? I mean, the guy's coming to town. His family lives 2 hours outside of town. If there was some kind of business, like some kind of like infrastructure for like a place where you could sleep when you're in a town away from your home.
Chicago, hotels are like $300 a night probably.
Yeah.
He can't afford it.
Let me think about whether I'm just being reactive here. Like my ex, I'm dating someone and her ex is coming to town and she wants him to crash. Yeah, okay, I take it back.
Oh.
I take it back. It's like is it a big deal? I'm trying to think like
I think it totally has to do with the vibe.
Yeah.
If it seems like they still like each other and she's flirting with him, then
he's flirting with her.
Or he's flirting with her.
She doesn't have to like him for it to be awkward. If you get the vibe that he's still lightweight in love with her, then it is a little weird. But if okay, I'm back. I'm on your team now, Natasha. I say it's all good.
I mean, I say you try it.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the worst? Because
what's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen?
Well, the worst that could happen is you could be like, I'm going to put my foot down. And then she has to tell him,
that's not the worst that could happen.
Jake, no, I know. But then it's like, Jake really doesn't want you to spend the night. I think he just has some issues with jealousy. And then you just look like an idiot.
No, but here's the thing. The worst that could happen is that you walk into your broom closet and your ex's, your girlfriend's ex is fucking railing her. And she's saying this is so much better and bigger than I ever got from Jeff. That's the worst. But no, I think that that this whole dichotomy that the girl is going to have to. We hear this a lot on this podcast that the partner is going to have to say to her friend, "Oh, my boyfriend's weird about you staying here." There's another option.
What?
She just fucking takes a bit in her teeth and says to him, protects her boyfriend and says, "Oh, it might be better if you stay at a hotel this time." It's like what? Why is an explanation necessary? Why does she have to rat out her boyfriend's insecurities? But I'm with you. I think let him stay, right?
I think you just try it for a minute.
Try it once. All right.
See what happens.
Let's go to the next one.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. We have a challenging relationship with my husband's family. They lack boundaries, have poor communication, often are manipulative, and are not supportive. We have worked hard to set boundaries, create distance, and only see them at large family holiday events, basically when it's unavoidable. As such, we are not comfortable sharing our pregnancy at this time. Ooh, cold. At least until we are a few more months in. It's our first and an exciting, happy time, so we don't want them to bring it down. However, they have spontaneously planned a trip to where we live. Currently, we live internationally, so it's like a 14-hour flight for them. And now would like to see us. Also, we will be working. We live far, so it's definitely a financial commitment for them to get out here. Yet it will be apparent that I'm pregnant. Wait, so she is kind of far down the line.
Right, so not for a few more months when there's an arm hanging outside of me. Then it feels like we have to say something.
How do we handle this? What do we say to them to perhaps encourage them to come at another time? Or do we stay quiet until they arrive and just flake on dinner plans? Seems shitty either way. Thanks for your advice, opinions, or comedic relief you can offer us.
As if there's not a third option.
Which is what? Tell them the
just
truth.
fucking man up and be like, yeah, I'm pregnant, asshole. Like,
and this is what you can say too. I'm pregnant. We just didn't want to say anything because, I know friends who've had complications and, we're just really trying to make sure it's all. But I mean, it does sound like she's past the 14-week situation.
Well, that's the funniest part is they want to wait a few more months, but it will be unbelievably apparent that she's pregnant when they get there in 14 days. So I have another option.
Yeah.
Yours is good though. I think yours is good, which is say, oh yeah, a lot of our friends said that we should, or a lot of the books we read said that we should, keep it to ourselves until the blah, blah, blah mark because of complications. Oh, really? Never heard that? But another option would be when you pick them up at the airport, you meet them, you just have him stand in front of you and say, no, you think I'm making a stupid joke. I'm not. I know I'm prone to those, but this one's real. When you walk in, he stands in front of you, covering your stomach, and then you guys both go, we've got a surprise for you, and he steps out of the frame, and you go, we're pregnant, and you just make it like this was when you were planning on telling him the whole time. Like there's no explanation needed. Why didn't you tell us earlier? Well, we knew you were coming. We were so excited to tell you in person. Fake it, and then get the fuck out at the end of dinner.
And now that you are pregnant, you are going to have to create some boundaries, because that's one of the problems with them is they lack boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's never a good time to do this, and you're going to have to tell them. They're going to be in your life. It's, soon the kid's going to be born, and you're still going to be dealing with these people. So, I mean, there's no time like the present. You definitely shouldn't just flake on the dinner plans.
No, that's ridiculous. You're just going to not see them, and you're not going to be able to convince them to change the date of their trip. What kind of weird future are you like trying to manipulate, where you say, oh no, why don't you come in a few more months? And then they find out in a few months that you're pregnant, and they start to Kaiser Sose this whole thing and figure out why you didn't want them. None of this I think my suggestion is the smartest, which is your suggestion is smart, but it invites comment, right? It invites judgment. Oh, well, we told our family as soon as we got pregnant. Complications? What complications?
Who else did you tell? Did you tell her parents?
But if you make it like, oh no, this was the time we chose to tell you, and isn't this fun? Then what can they say other than congratulations? There's nothing. And then you can just have the dinner and then go back to your weird little shack in Perth.
Yeah. Also, I mean, that's nice that they're coming to visit you 14 hours. A lot of people don't make those kind of...
Yeah, but it's not nice. They don't want to see them. It's not nice to have people you don't want to visit. That's classically not nice.
All right. Well, listen, I just say you're going to have to tell them anyway. You should just tell them now. Right? Because you're past the time where you think it's not going to happen.
Oh, here could be a fun thing you could do. You could tell them we're pregnant. They go, why didn't you tell us? And you go, it's not his. And we were just like really embarrassed about that. We do this cuck thing. He's into it, but it's not his. We can tell. We did a DNA test, and he's 33% Australian Shepherd, which is almost definitely where these people live. Hi, I'm Natasha and Moshe. I've been living with a roommate for over 9 years. We've become really close friends over that time, but I'm having some long-term issues that I'm not sure I can live with anymore. She's a sweetheart, but so messy. Seems okay to me. You should just get over it. Stop commenting on it. For context, she's an only child who was never raised to having to clean anything, so she both literally doesn't know how to actually clean and is what I call a tornado person, meaning she leaves messes everywhere she goes. For example, you can't see the floor in her bedroom. Everything she owns is overflowing with nonstop stuff, and she doesn't seem bothered by any of it at all. She only actually cleans if I ask her to, minus occasional vacuuming, which she initiates herself. I have always had to share spaces. I have several siblings, I have many roommates, and have moved many times, so I know how to take care of my spaces very well. I'm conscientious of who I'm sharing with, probably to a fault. Our shared spaces are more under control because I advocate for them, but left to my roommate's own devices, things go easily out of control. Additionally, we just had an issue related to her boyfriend. They are LDR, what is that, long distance relationship? They're in a long distance relationship. He was supposed to visit for about 2 weeks. I came to find out that he had no return ticket home, and he ended up staying for about 8 weeks, which was not at all the plan we had discussed. He dumped all his Burning Man stuff here.
This is hitting really close to home.
I know, this feels like a troll a little bit, honestly. Like this is like a fake figure. He dumped all his Burning Man stuff here. He's also a mess and filled my apartment with junk food, leaving me little space for my own groceries. He is almost a decade younger than her. We're in our mid-30s, and very nice, but this is not his home. And he very much treated it like it was, running a 3D printer nonstop. Okay.
Are those loud?
No, but
wait, what do people do with 3D printers?
I just got to say, this is diverging from me. I do not have a 3D printer.
Good, honey. But do you think this man maybe DJs all day?
He would if he didn't have that 3D printer. I can say that. He's 3D printer all day nonstop while I'm trying to work from home in the living room that is our home office. To add to this, she went out of town for a few days, leaving him in our apartment alone without discussing it with me. A huge betrayal of roommate trust, in my opinion. I was at my boyfriend's for the weekend and was alerted by text message. When I confronted her about it, it was clear that the idea of leaving someone who's basically a stranger to me in our house without supervision being a horrible idea had never even crossed her mind. Red flag city. It all feels too much at this point. I have anxiety, and the physical messes add to the mental stress I feel in this space. The emotional labor of basically having her to be her mom and clean up after her is exhausting and not fair. all while working from home and trying to be an adult who very much wants to live in an adult space, not in a dorm. It is also worth mentioning that I got this apartment first and put a huge deposit down to get it. She joined me about 9 months later as a roommate. Again, it's been over 9 years. While she has been on subsequent leases, the original arrangement with management was with me alone. She's still my friend, and I don't want to damage that, but I feel so over the situation, and I just want my peace. What should I do? Thank you very much for your help.
I already know.
Yes.
This is so easy.
I agree.
You give her notice. Give her a long notice. 2 months if she needs it.
Yeah.
Don't tell her why.
Yep.
Don't say you're a mess. I can't live with the mess. I didn't like when you brought your boyfriend over. You are going to have to concoct something. It might even be like, I don't know what that thing is yet. Like if you're really against lying like Moshe, you might have to say something like,
they're really close friends. Just throw that in there. She's going to say, why do you want to move out?
well, help me think of a lie because this person needs to be
Well, I
kicked
wouldn't
out of the
recommend a
house.
lie.
So you're saying tell the truth as to why?
I would say that there is, you know that old saying that the difference between, the difference between, hold on.
While you think of that, I'm going to say, be
Yes.
lucky this isn't your partner. You know, you don't have a choice if it's your partner. You have to learn to deal with it. But because this person's not your partner, they're never going to change.
This is the saying.
Moshe tries because he has to, because we're married and he has no choice. But this woman
That's not a fair characterization.
You do try though, because
I think you're right.
this person has they're roommates. They're not lovers.
Right.
She's not going to change for you.
No, you're right that is the obvious thing here, which is that the difference between me and this person is that we are in a commitment and we cannot be extricated from one another without a great deal of heartache and headache. And this is a roommate situation. But I would also say that the reason I am trying to change is because I want you to be happy. It's not just because I am stuck in this relationship. I want you to be happy. I want to change for you. That level of emotional commitment, you're right, that would not exist between roommates.
Right. So it's never going to change. But I don't think she should tell her that she's a mess because that's going to mess up their relationship.
Do you want the quote?
Okay, what?
That honesty, when not coupled with compassion, is brutality. So that was the quote I was looking for. It's coming to your roommate and saying, I'm moving out. You're a slob. You're a mess. You left me at home with your boyfriend. I'm sick of this. I have anxiety. I'm having to be your mom. I'm over it. Yes, that's the end of your friendship. But coming to your roommate, who's your close friend, and saying, hey, this just isn't really working out for me. Like, I love you. I think you're the best. I love being your friend, but I don't think
You
I
could call yourself anal retentive.
Yeah, I'm a little uptight when it comes to mess and the
But
whole.
then she's going to say, I can change. I'll fix it. I love this
and then you
place.
just
I'll
say,
do it.
Oh, no problem. It's just for me. It's time for me to move on. And
then they're not going to be friends.
That's fine. If you have a friendship that cannot withstand a difficult conversation, then you're not really close friends.
Can't she say something like, I'm just going to try to do it on my own right now.
But here's the problem with that.
Then she'll
Then she
eventually
moves
get a
in
new
with roommates. If you can't afford to move out, first of all, this whole thing about you being on the lease, get rid of it. That's out. You got to find your own apartment. You got to leave.
What do you mean?
She put that thing in there where she's like, well, I'm technically on the lease. She's trying to create a case where her roommate has to move out. I don't think so. I think she goes.
You think she needs to leave?
I do, yes.
No, it's her place.
It's not her place. Her new roommate is on the lease.
Hold on a second. Let's pause for a second. That's not what's happening.
Yes, it is. Reread the letter. And you can't pause it just because you disagree with me.
No,
We're
it's
still
her.
recording.
It's her. She said,
Let's run the tape.
while she's been on subsequent leases,
There
the
you
original
go. Subsequent leases. She's on the lease now. Your roommate moves in, right? 9 years ago, your roommate moves in. You're the tenant of record, right? Then you re-up that lease and you put this Burning Man slob who's got a Molly addiction on the lease, right? So now they're both on the lease. Okay, so yes, technically maybe.
So you think she can't? What if she loves this place?
I think maybe she could somehow. I don't actually know how that works. If the tenant of record can evict another person that's on the lease, but my point is, ethically, my opinion. Would love to hear what people think. When you're the one with the problem, where you're like, I gotta go, then you go. You don't also kick them out of the house. You go. You make the plan. You find a new place. Find a new fucking place. What's the big deal?
What if she loves it?
Then she has to deal with the fact that she's lost something she loved because
She
her
found
roommate.
the place.
Yeah, but she can't deal with it anymore. This is grown-up stuff. You don't get everything you want. You go like, shit, I can't. This is untenable. I can't live like this anymore. So I'm going to go find myself a new place. Even though I love my place, this isn't working for me. I know it won't change. I'm not willing to do, as she said, the emotional labor of having to be her mom. I'm not willing to do that anymore. And so I'm out. That's my opinion. You got to find your own spot. You move out.
Can she bring it to, so now she has to say something. Can she say to her friend, like, one of us has to go?
Oh, wait.
Because I love you as a friend, but as a roommate,
I like that.
maybe that's an important thing.
I like that.
love being friends with you. We've gotten so close. But I think as a roommate, I just the way I was raised, it's just like, I'm so anal retentive. And if my space is not perfect, this is me talking. I can't think and I just can't really create unless everything is in order. And I think that like, I love like your, how you're so free and everything, but like, I do think that your bohemian attitude, I don't know how you want to say it. Here's the good news about this, that no matter what happens, we were just listening to Duncan Trussell talk about, I guess Socrates when he... Sounds like he dropped some wisdom on you.
Sounds like he did. I mean, he's a wise guy. When Socrates killed himself with hemlock, he said, either I escape the thing that is causing me pain with this hemlock, or I'm reawakened into eternal life and I just keep doing the thing which was life to begin with. Either way I win, right? This situation it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to risk your friendship. If you stay, your friendship's over. For sure. If you're going to be like gritting your teeth. It's already almost over. Yeah. So if you stay, the friendship's over. So any anxiety you have about ending the friendship with a tough conversation, you should get rid of that. Because by not having a tough conversation, you're definitely ending the friendship. Having the conversation, you might salvage the friendship. And I wouldn't get into the details like, you left your boyfriend here, blah, 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 his printer and this and your drawers. I think you just have to... I like what you said. I always tend to blame things on myself. Like, I just like the way I was raised is just like, and I love that about you. Anal retentive. I just try to make myself sound like I got to stick up my butt or something. I loved what you said. I'm the sensible one. I loved what you said. You go to her and you say, it's been 9 years. I've loved living with you. I love having you as a friend. We've gotten so close. I want to maintain that friendship. But I just am realizing that we can't. For me, I can't stay in a roommate relationship with you anymore. So either I move out and I'm willing to do that. Because I don't want to ruin our friendship. Yeah, I love it. Because it's so important to me. I love it. So either I move out and I'm willing to do that, or you find a new place. And if you find a new place, I'd be willing to give you X amount, like 2 months to find it and help you on your journey, This is not... it is not, because this girl can't handle to be the main person in a roommate situation. I mean, maybe she can. I mean, sloppy people are happy. It's not like they're not living in the acute pain of their sloppiness. Although my ADD coach, that's what she probably has, ADD. How do I know that? Because the listeners of this podcast, when confronted with similar descriptions of living situations, decided to diagnose me. And I've been seeing an ADD coach. He says, they say, that once you clear the clutter, you realize that you're less stressed out and that your life is better. You have adjusted your acceptance level to be able to live in chaos, but that doesn't mean that it's not chaos. It just means that you're able to deal with chaos. And once the chaos goes, it can be very healing and medicinal. But anyway, I'm on board with you, Natasha. Go to her and say, one of us has to go in order to save our friendship. I love this. All right. Well, good luck. It does seem like a really stressful conversation. And I think just being generous as you can, and if... That is a bold move. What? To leave the Burning Man boyfriend who's 10 years younger and does a 3D printer all day home while you go out of town. I mean, that is fucking numbskull shit. I know. That is the dumbest shit. But some people really don't think about it like that. Who was it that said company is like fish? It starts to stink after 4 days. John Waters? Is that who it was? I don't know. Yeah, it's just that is such a fucking numbskull choice. Can you imagine doing that?
But some people are like more laid back.
That's too laid back. I think we can all agree. 8 weeks. Your boyfriend is coming to stay for 8 weeks, and then you go out of town and he just stays there 3D printing plastic Glocks.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut.
It's wild.
All right, well, you got to have the conversation then. I'm sorry, a lie won't do.
All right. What do you think? Should we do some secrets or should we read another letter? Laura just told us. Go ahead, Natasha.
You know what? Laura said that was Ben Franklin, not John Waters. The reason why I was thinking of John Waters is because he said in his guest room, he has a picture of John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer, to remind his guests to leave.
Oh, did not overstay their welcome.
Yeah, so that's why I got those confused.
I'm trying to put myself in the mind.
Big fans of both of those people.
Oh, I love it. John Waters is the guy that invented the bifocal, right?
Fuck you. But I do like Ben Franklin too.
Ben Franklin was a cool, interesting guy. Wait, I can you imagine you're the boyfriend and you go stay at someone's house for 8 weeks?
These people are 20. They're like squatters.
Right. All right, Natasha, what do you think?
Let's hear some secrets.
Let's hear some secrets. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
I've got a question that a lot of our male listeners have written into me personally in my DMs about.
What's that?
What company do you use to support your breasts?
Oh, funny you should ask, because they're a sponsor of our show. I use Honey Love bras.
Tell me more.
You know, all of us ladies, we have a go-to bra that we pick over everything else in our closet. And for me, it's Honey Love's crossover bra. It's so comfortable. It makes my tits look big.
I like that
It
part.
gives me all the support of traditional bras without using those dang underwires. I hate the underwires. You know, after like a long day of wearing one, you just come home and you have to take it off. You just can't wait to get that wire off of you. Well, this has and this is why we wear the wires, right? Because it kind of perks them up. But this has that without the wire.
Dude, you know what else is an advantage?
What?
You can't bring a wired bra to visit someone in prison. I know that from this other podcast I listened to, Ear Hustle. So if I ever do go to jail for the embezzlement I've been doing from the entertainment industry, you can come visit me with your Honey Love bra, and you won't have to go to the parking lot to rip the wire out.
Also, they have mesh detailing on the side, and it's kind of sexy. This is the one bra that you'll actually enjoy wearing, and you won't want to take it off. Do you want to know why? You'll forget you have it on.
Do they sell more than just bras? Because it seems like this is a good company that I would want more than just a bra from.
Yes, they have incredibly comfortable shapewear, tanks, and leggings for everyday support. And speaking of leggings, Honey Love's Legging 2.0 is another product that makes headwaves. They hold you in without the too tight feeling and are compressive, cooling, and comfortable.
Right now, you can get 20% off at honeylove.com/honeymoon.
Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/honeymoon. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/honeymoon.
After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them, so please support the show and tell them we sent you. Start the new year with confidence, thanks to Honey Love.
That's 20% off at honeylove.com/honeymoon.
That's 20% off at honeylove.com/honeymoon.
That's 20% off at honeylove.com/honeymoon.
Hey Moshe, hey Natasha. I'm calling because I finally have a secret. I last weekend had my first threesome experience.
Nice.
And we met up for drinks. They were super hot. It was super fun. We go back to their apartment, and as we're walking in, they're like, "Oh, by the way, hope you're okay with dogs. We have a dog." Like, yeah, that's totally fine. We go in. They're like, "Oh, don't worry. He's just gonna watch." So we do the threesome, and I'm getting dressed afterwards. I'm looking for my underwear. Cannot find my underwear anywhere. And then the girlfriend of the couple is like, "Oh, is this it?" And she's standing there with my underwear torn to the shreds. So she just took out of the dog's mouth. And yes, that was my underwear. So they approved. They slept with me. Dog ate my underwear. Successful night. Thanks. Bye.
How was the threesome?
Yeah, how was the threesome?
You didn't tell us.
Yeah, call back and tell us how. Probably mediocre. They're mostly mediocre.
So it was with a couple?
A couple, it sounds like, yeah.
That
and then
sounds
the
stressful.
dog was like, "What's up?
I mean,
Can a dog get a little too Can old Captain get in there? I want to jump through a circus hoop.
You know,
That's a high value treat over there.
I do not like when Captain is watching us have sex.
You don't like it.
Well,
I
because
love
like
it.
when the little dogs would see it, it didn't really matter. But this dog seems more like human or something.
I will start talking to him. I'll be like, yeah, you like when I fuck your wife, you little fucking cuck.
Yeah, I'm Captain's wife.
That's right. Yeah. Well, to me, in the like role play thing, he's sitting on the easy chair and he's watching me fuck his wife, and I'm just like, yeah, you fucking like that, you white collar piece of shit. You like that white people nonsense, and then I'm railing you. I'm just giving it to you. It's awesome.
All right. Well, let's hear another secret.
Good idea.
Hey Moshe, hey Natasha. My secret is that I steal money from my job. I mean, like, it's leftover money that people forget about whenever they like prepay gas, but it's money, and you know, shit's kind of tight right now, and I kind of need it just for me at least be able to feel comfortable. Okay, bye.
Did you hear that Barbara Streisand used $200,000 of pandemic money to pay her gardener?
Do you know what she said?
What?
It's money. Shit's kind of tight right now.
But you do get caught sometimes. That's the problem.
That is the problem. But
Babs
wait,
got caught.
I'm trying to think here. Okay, because you know me, I'm like a square bitch. I'm like, don't ever steal.
So when you prepay, you're like, can I get $40 on pump number 7? And then like,
It's $35 and you drive away.
or probably less than that.
And the money,
I mean, it's probably like, $2 here, $2 there.
and the money's supposed to go to Chevron?
I don't know.
That doesn't quite feel like theft to me.
I
Feels
bet
like
it
a
is.
tip, honestly.
It's that's a hard one.
It's called a passive tip.
Here's the thing. I think that you should just tell yourself that you won't do that when you don't need the money.
I kind of like that. I mean, this
Like if
doesn't...
you really are having a hard time making ends meet and paying for rent and food and but does he take it out of the register? Because also gas stations have cameras everywhere.
That's true. Oh, right, because he puts the 40 in.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it works. Hopefully he's thought of everything, but you know, you certainly don't want to go to jail for something like this.
I'm over here thinking to myself, well, first of all, I got to say, I don't quite believe that the only time he ever takes money is in that very specific situation. There's I have a feeling he's got some other creative ways that he is stealing money from old Chevron. But if that is in fact the only time you take the money is when somebody prepays $40 and they get $37 worth of gas and then they drive off, I don't feel like that's theft.
It is though, honey.
Who's supposed to get the money?
I don't know. Is Chevron not able? I mean, probably Chevron.
They just get extra money for product they didn't sell? That sounds like a tip to me. I'm thinking it's not theft, and if you truly only do it in that situation, and you know that your buttons are tight enough that you won't get caught, I don't really have a problem with this one.
Well, I've said this before on the podcast. I had a waitressing job that I figured out a very easy way to get extra money, and I did it for a while. I don't remember why I stopped doing it, but I never got caught. It was impossible to get caught. I had already figured it all out.
What was the way?
I've talked about this recently.
Oh, okay.
Like I was waiting tables and then you write down the drinks. It was like before people did things electronically.
Right.
I was very young.
Yeah.
And you'd write down the drinks and then I would call them, but then she wouldn't really look at what I wrote down and they would just do red streaks through it all. And then I would turn it in and then I would tell the people the price, I
have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm basically stealing from the bar.
Yeah.
$20 here, $20 there to be able to make my New York rent.
Yeah. And you didn't get caught and they didn't go out of business.
No, but I stopped doing it because I felt bad.
Well,
and probably everybody did it, but I just was but at the time it was actually making me able to pay for what I needed to pay for, rent was expensive and I was in college.
Yeah, well, this is part of my bitch ass square rule follower thing. Is okay, on the one hand, if you ever get caught, it's just never worth it. It's never worth it. If you get caught, it's humiliating. You're an adult. You go to jail or you get fired, and now it's they won't give you a recommendation because you stole from them. But the other thing is that you even if it's the worst company in the world, you're still just a thief. You're still a person that steals, and that always has weight, I feel like. But again, in this situation, this doesn't feel like theft to me. This feels like I don't understand who the money's supposed to go to. They just left. They left. It's as if they're saying keep the change.
Well, let's say it was theft. Let's say it's what I was doing.
I'm not. I think you stop doing that.
You just stop.
You stop doing that. Yeah. I mean, listen, if it's a loaf of bread because Cosette is hungry,
That was what I called myself when I lived in New York.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, okay. Obviously, if these, I see these videos on like r/public freakout, these like shoplifting, stopping the shoplifter videos, and like once in a while, it's like people stealing fucking like food and Pampers, and it's kind of like at that point, I'm like, okay, you gotta.
So it's okay to steal diapers?
If the choice is between your baby shitting on the floor or you shoplifting Pampers, is it okay?
What if the choice is between paying your Manhattan rent and not?
Rent, you got to live. People got to live, even in Manhattan. I mean, listen, the problem is you can go to jail. You go to jail and your mom and your kid is in a worse situation than you not being able to afford diapers. I mean, that these are hard ethical situations. But a guy saying, I'll do 40 on pump 3 and then leaving, I just feel like he said keep the change.
Oh, you could say that. Well, just make sure you've worked through all the scenarios and try not to do it for too long.
All right, let's do another secret. One more. Let's do one for the real heads. Here's a secret for the real endless honeymoon heads.
They're called honeymooners, honey.
I coined the term.
Then why are you calling them honeymoon heads? Or
because I'm trying to coin a new term. Here's one for the real heads. The EHP heads.
Okay, I'm feeling weird about this. This is my secret. I just bought my current boyfriend my ex-boyfriend's scent because I got a whiff of it the other day and I really missed it. I feel weird about it. I hope we never run into him. They smell the same. Bye.
That is intense. I love it. Huh.
But I guess the question is, do you miss him or do you miss the scent?
She just was yeah, right. You're right. Is she like actually kind of horny for him and misses that good dick? And she's trying to just get a little whiff of that good dick? How
would you feel if you found out that I did that?
One of the colognes you've bought me was actually one of your exes?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd feel that threatened by it. If you told me, if you were like, oh my God, my ex used to wear this and it was just, I loved it. That's why I have you wear sunflowers.
No, but you did buy
Electric Youth. You
bought me rose scent and it's your mom's favorite scent.
That's not connected. I mean, what are you talking about? Rose?
So
Rose is like a big scent.
I know, but it's specific. I've never worn it before. And then I found out it's your mom's favorite scent. She always buys it for you. So then I was like, oh, maybe Moshe wants me to smell like his mom.
I want you to fuck me like my mom. And that I just don't think will ever happen. Wait, but I call this I was thinking that you could call this ghost cucking. It's like it's like you're cheating, but it's with an aerosol.
With your olfactory?
Yeah, it's just like it's like a spiritual, like a whiff of cheat.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want, if I was really over somebody, I wouldn't want to smell them.
Right, you're right. Your question was the right question. Is it just like, oh, I love that scent. I just miss having that scent in my life. Or is it, God, it reminds me of him.
Yeah, and you're kind of like not letting your current boyfriend be his own thing.
Right. Interesting.
Thanks for the secret.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good one. A real good one. All right, should we do a few more letters?
Yeah, let me read this next one.
All right.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I'm recently out of a 3-year-long relationship where we both loved each other, but it ended because of extraneous circumstances. I'm heartbroken, but at the same time, I spent a lot of that relationship and my life somewhat sexually repressed for a multitude of reasons. As I enter my mid-20s...
All right, lady.
I'd love to explore my sexuality and have more casual relationships or hookups, but I'm unsure of how much time I should take to heal before allowing myself to have any. At the same time, the thought of my ex hooking up with someone anytime soon makes me feel sick. Okay, you're still in love. So I feel guilty and like a hypocrite for even thinking I could start some kind of sexually explorative, low-key nympho journey. My ex and I are not on the greatest terms right now, but we're in agreement that once the dust settles, we'd like to work towards having a friendship. Don't do that because you still want to fuck him. We have a ton of mutual friends and are in a band together. What? Oh my God. Haven't you seen the Fleetwood Mac documentary? Am I wrong to feel like we owe each other some time of singledom, no, you don't owe them anything, to properly heal, honor the relationship we had or something? How long is an appropriate amount of time to wait before getting involved with anyone else, even in a casual way? If it's needed for context, I'm a girl and the ex is a guy. Thank you guys and the pod. Thanks so much. Cautiously horny.
Love you guys in the pod. She loves us.
Okay.
Listen, this might as well have been called Entering My Mid-20s, the letter. Everything she said was just like a lesson that you learn when you get a little bit older. It's like, I mean, it's true. I'd love to.
It's cool you're in a band with them.
I guess that's cool. Here's the headline for me. This idea, the thought at this, I want to hook up with people, but I'm worried about would it be dissing him because just the thought of my ex hooking up with someone anytime soon makes me feel sick.
He's definitely going to.
Let me stop you there. He's already done it.
He did
it day one. He's
in a band. There's going to be more where that came from.
He's done it. He has done it. That is, in fact, now this is a big, again, I hate when it gets like gender reductive, but this is a big difference, I think, between men and women. Men, this
is their MO anyway.
They heal heartbreak by hooking up with people. When they're feeling heartsick, even if they have real emotion for the person, they will go look for some kind of comfort in the arms of another woman.
So she needs to prepare herself.
But
prepare herself to see it.
It's happened.
Yeah, but there's going to be girls coming around.
Part 2, you said it. Oh, my ex and I are going to work towards having a friendship. Okay, the band together thing does make me think they do need to work together towards having a friendship. But you can have a working relationship. These people trying to be friends with their exes. It's like Andrew's joke. He's like, this girl's like, oh yeah, well, I don't want to date you anymore, but I would like to be friends. And I said, oh sure, that sounds good, but actually planned on not doing that because I have actual friends who I want to spend time with. Like, nobody, what do you need, another friend? You looking for another buddy? Don't be friends. Now, if you really are friends, then you'll be friends. I have lots of exes that are friends, but this whole idea like, I'm barely able to talk to you, but I want to work toward being your friend, that's an indication that you are not friends.
Okay, I have an idea.
Yes.
The beginning of the letter, she says, for 3 years they were in a relationship, and because of extraneous circumstances and all this stuff, and she's heartbroken, but she's put so much into this, but it's really better that they're single or that they're not together. It sounds like she's really thought through it, and it's finally happened. So let me ask you this, Moshe, because she's still heartbroken, probably still likes him, but sexually there wasn't a lot of sex in this relationship either. Do you think it's okay for her to say, like, would you mind respecting my, not having girls around? No, the band. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
My opinion, no.
So you think she just has to just
listen?
But this whole thing though is about her saying, when can she go fuck people?
Well, this whole idea of what do I owe my ex in terms of fidelity. When you're with someone, that's when you owe them fidelity.
Yes.
Like, okay,
but
I'll give you an
not
answer.
Fidelity, but like courtesy.
Okay, I'll give you an answer. 24 hours. That's how long. 24 hours. You do it the day you break up? Yeah, maybe that's a little callous. But just, you don't owe anybody.
That's so funny. It's only 24 hours.
Yeah, well, it feels pathological if it's within 24 hours. Outside of 24 hours, you don't owe anybody anything. Are you horny and want to hook up with somebody? Then you go do it.
Because the good news is she could start hooking up today.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably the 24 hour. Yeah, because she emailed us, so we didn't get it for a few days. You're in the zone. Go get your dick wet. Like, it's just, the idea that you would owe someone that you're not dating to not date someone else is so dumb. Now, here's the other thing. I was thinking in this, this whole idea, I don't know if I could even handle it. I don't know if I could. You'll find out. That's how you find out. You go to a bar, you find some shoegazing emo kid. You say, hey, what are you doing? What's your name? He says, Bryce. You say, Bryce, I have my own apartment. I have a Honda Civic. You want to go fuck me in the back of the Honda Civic? He fucks you in the back of the Honda Civic. His Chuck Taylors are like flopping all around. And then afterwards you feel like, ew, that was gross. I'm not ready for that. Oh, great. Wonderful. You have information. You're not ready to hook up yet. Now you go fuck Bryce in the back of the Honda and you go, oh my God, that was euphoric. My dopamine is through the roof. You go, fucking hey, I'm a slut. Let's get this on. Like everything is information.
So 2 exes in a band together, like they don't have to have any kind of boundaries or...
Why? Well, I mean, what you don't want to do is ever to an ex is be disrespectful, to be callous on purpose, right? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, it is not callous for human beings to have sexual encounters with one another. That is like baseline human being stuff. Like, I'm not doing this at you. Like, okay, you know what's callous? Oh, within 24 hours, I fuck somebody. Oh, the first person I start fucking is your sister. Okay, that's callous. That's insensitive.
Or your best friend.
Or your best friend. Yeah. I started dating someone a week after we broke up. How could you? You were supposed to stay true to me when we weren't together anymore for a quarter, for one business quarter. It's just so stupid. Like, I don't think so.
What if they were like deeply in love and thought they were going to get married?
Then they broke up? How long would it take you to hook up with somebody?
Well, don't people also have rebound situations?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's normal. I'm not saying it's always feels good. Sometimes you go hook up with the person and you go, oh my God, my heart is in pieces. I don't know what I was thinking trying to hook up with somebody. I'm not ready for that. And you've got that information.
I feel a little bit that she is kind of making excuses because she still is kind of in love with this guy.
I totally agree. But that's what I'm saying.
But he's not fucking you right. So you got to break up.
And also, just because you're in love with somebody doesn't mean you can't go have a strings-free hookup with somebody else. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what men do. We might be in love with someone and go, I'm going to go hook up with someone, and I'm going to try to have a physical connection with someone that will make my heartache lessen. I think that is more normative for men. I'm sure women do it too. I don't want to be too super reductive. How long, Natasha, does it take you to hook up with someone else before we break up?
I'm honestly probably a while because I'm extremely picky and I just wouldn't want anyone like around me.
36 hours. For me, it's 36 hours.
Okay.
First flight.
I'd probably take like 3 months.
First flight, I'm out.
Flight? Where would you go?
Cambodia.
What?
Sex tourism.
Wait, does that mean you fuck like teenagers?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I thought a lot about whether to make that joke, and I wasn't. Even as I was doing it, it felt bad. Okay, no, I got it.
Yeah.
36 hours.
Yeah, where'd you go?
First flight, Epstein Island. See if there's any infrastructure left over.
Wait,
hey, fellas, anybody still here?
All right. Well, listen, you'll be great.
Oh,
Fuck that guy. He's not going to have girl. And also, be happy that he's sexually repressed.
No, but actually, in terms of be happy, is like, even though it hurts, lady who just wrote in, even though it hurts right now and your heart is broken, you do not want to be in a situation when you are entering your mid-20s and have been in a relationship for 3 years with a man that left you feeling sexually repressed. In your mid-20s?
Yeah.
Fucking get out.
Yeah.
That is a no.
And I think Moshe said it right. Like, don't fuck his friends.
Yeah.
And don't, flaunt it around band practice.
Don't wave it in his face. Don't bring someone around because you think it might make him jealous.
Yeah,
all that stuff is like baby shit.
That's all you owe is to not do that. But
Yep.
everything else this is your life.
All you ever owe someone else is to act with integrity and compassion. You do not owe someone else like any kind of emotional fidelity. You owe people emotional fidelity when you are in a relationship with them.
Damn it.
Not afterwards. What's up?
I'm just kidding. All right. Do you want to read another one, Moshe?
Yeah. Should we do one more?
Yeah.
2 more? 1 more? Hi, Endless Honeymoon Pod. I am a huge fan of the pod and would love some advice on how to best move forward with a disagreement I'm having with my boyfriend, rather. Context. I'm a cis het woman. Scum. Are you white? Who generally chooses to grow out my body hair in the wintertime. We've been together for about 1.5 years, and this is just coming up. He recently told me that his preference is hairless armpits, and that underarm hair on women is a turnoff. In later conversations, he called it unfeminine and gross when pushed. It's so funny to see a man make like just a colossal misstep, like just in letter form. Like, why did you say it's unfeminine and gross? Like, it was bold enough for this man to say in the beginning, I guess if I had it my way, I guess I'd say, I don't mind it shaved. But then she brings it up again. You're like, well, I guess I'd say it's kind of gross. And you're kind of like a man. Both of our arguments are below, and we've tried to talk it out. I've consulted friends, and I just don't know how to resolve this. Any advice would be so much appreciated. My take. You want to read her take?
Sure. Well, no, because I don't really agree with her.
Okay. My take. I've explained my concerns and frustrations about the gender-based double standard to no avail. Though I was really hurt that he chose to say anything at all to me, it sounds like this has been really bothering him. And I now understand that we are all entitled to our aesthetic preferences, even if they are deeply steeped in misogyny and patriarchy. I believe that he is entitled to his preference, but he also needs to respect whatever decision I choose to make. It doesn't feel like he agrees. I want to be loved as my authentic self, hair and all, and I'm worried we might not be compatible if he continues down this path. His take. He claims he will be unattracted to me with hair under my arms, and he doesn't understand why this is a big deal to me. He seems to think this is a small ask. I feel like it's actually quite heavy. It's about respecting body autonomy and control. It feels like he puts his sexual desire over my own sense of empowerment. He says he fears he may not be able to get over it. And if that's the case, we'll need to break up because he refuses to be in a relationship with someone he's not attracted to. He feels slighted by any mention of continuing on as is, not shaving.
Okay.
This is a wow.
Now, I thought this was going to be really hard because I do feel that aesthetically...
You feel that it's unfeminine and gross. You've often said that.
I know. I just think like I want to make my partner... but anytime someone's like, could you cut your hair short? Like even your hair on your head, you feel like, ugh, I'm going to do what I want.
That's literally what you said to me. You told me to grow my hair out.
I did?
Yeah, you told me to grow my hair out.
Well, that's what I mean though. People are entitled to their aesthetic preferences and
But you didn't respect my bodily autonomy. And I honestly felt when you asked me to grow my hair out, because I used to shave it really close.
Wait, I told you to grow your hair out?
Yes, you told me to stop getting a fade. And when you said that...
Oh, God, you're saying...
Honey, when you said that, I just want to say it was deeply steeped in patriarchy and misogyny.
You mean like I told you that I think you look better when the sides of your head are not bald.
You asked me to grow my hair out.
No, not grow it out. Just use like the level 2 on the edge when they edge the sides of your head. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know what it's called. Is it called 2 or it's like a 1 or you use like 1 or 2? Or
I'm at a 1.5 right now.
1.5. Okay.
You like 1.5.
But you were using 0.
0. Yeah, I was.
But is that any different than?
It is.
Okay. Well, I will say the fact that this guy. Oh. Here's what I was going to say, though. If you didn't do it and still shaved your head in that dumb way, I wouldn't be like, I'm leaving you.
Right.
The fact that he's like, oh, if you don't, because at first I was like, well, if he doesn't like it, don't you want to make your partner like attracted to you for whatever? But if he's like, I don't think we can continue this relationship, he kind of sounds like an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I 100% agree. I do think...
I'm sure I'm backwards too on my take on it, but I mean, I just do think it's natural to want to attract your partner.
I don't disagree with that. I think we're like probably at like, well, okay, here's what I'll say. The difference between you and me, the difference between you asking me to grow my hair out and him asking her to shave her armpits is that there's no societal baggage contained with me having my hair how I want. Like it doesn't.
Right.
There is a part where I'm like, it's my head. Let me comb my hair how I want it. But when you asked me to do that, I was like, well, I want you to be attracted to me. I don't care that much. It wasn't like what you're asking me to do is to conform to your standards of masculinity in this way that's really fraught and connected to like, beauty expectations and Barbie and, all the Cosmo and all this stuff. So that's why if you're an intelligent man and you have a partner with armpit hair and you have been with them long enough to make the admittedly, I would say at the most charitable, charged request that huge circus fart. Just terrible circus fart just happened right now. I don't even think I can do this podcast. That is horrifying. That smells like both Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey.
He had a lot of high value treats today.
He did have quite a few. This is a straight up. Okay. Anyway, I'm a little woozy, but
oh, I got it now.
Yeah, it's over there. It's out there. Fucking come on. That's Pickle Family Circus right there. That's not good.
Okay, don't lose your train of thought.
That's Cirque du Soleil right there.
Wait, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you like when girls have long armpit hair?
Is it my aesthetic preference?
Uh-huh.
No, it's not.
What would you do if I did it?
I would. Okay, here is how.
Now I want to. Just to annoy you.
To annoy me? Why?
No, to make you
I'll tell
squirm.
I can tell you exactly what I do. I go to Supercuts. I'd say, I want a skin fade, please. No, if I was with someone long enough to make the request that as a savvy man, I know is not as simple as, hey, would you mind, would you ever like braid your hair? I've always loved girls with braids. Like, it's not that. It's something deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, even though knowing that that's a bit of a fraught request, I would say, I love, and I hope this isn't weird. And if it is, forgive me. But I've always loved like a smooth armpit thing. Is that something you would be comfortable with? And then if she pushed back the way this woman is pushing back, like she's saying to him very clearly, this isn't just armpit hair. This is a part of my like journey as a woman.
And she's only doing it in the summer. He's going to dump her just because 3 months out of the year.
I know. And I responded.
But why is she only doing it in the summer?
In the winter.
Oh, in the winter. Why is she only doing it in the
stay
winter?
warm in her armpits, I guess. I mean, come on. It's not that. It doesn't keep you that warm. Let's get real, lady. But no, you're doing it as a political statement, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if she pushed back the way this woman is pushing back, saying this isn't just armpit hair, this is like my feminist journey, and this is who I am, to say to him, well, I'm not going to be attracted to you when that happens, and if I'm not attracted to somebody, I can't be with them. That's the part, to me, that's the misogynist part.
So what would you say if I pushed back and I said, no, Moshe, I'm gonna grow it out and keep it long?
Okay.
Would you say I'll try to get into it?
Yeah, I would say, okay, I was just asking.
And then what would you do? Like, we would still have sex? And
of course. I would say, okay, I was just asking. I mean, I've dated women with armpit hair before. You know, what do I care? I've dated women that have a lot of aesthetic preferences that aren't exactly aligned with my own. What kind of fucking arrogant egomaniac is this guy that he thinks his partner is supposed to like adjust her body exactly to his aesthetic preferences? Like, she's right. He's allowed. Listen, I will say this. She
is very passionate about this.
She sounds. You do. I just want to say you sound a little bit annoying. I mean, it's true with the cis head and you're allowed to have your aesthetic preference, even though it's deeply seeped in misogyny and patriarchy. It's like, okay, it's all this stuff. It doesn't seem like
she's
very.
on her journey.
It doesn't feel erotic. If she says, listen, I give you that you're allowed to. The part that isn't, you don't even need to say all that stuff. Because the part where he's like, I'm going to leave you if you don't do this because I won't be attracted to you. That's the part where I start saying, pack your indigo colored bag and hit the road. Like, this guy doesn't deserve to be with you.
Because it's not about this anymore. It's about like his vibe and his like inability to bend and.
Well, here's the difference. Him saying
break up.
Him saying, I believe. Tell me if you guys disagree, listeners.
He can't get it up. He can't get it up when he sees the hair.
No, bullshit. There's that whole I can't get it up. That's everybody can get it up. They can get it up. Guys get it up alone in a bed. Like,
wait, would that help you not get raped? Do you think if you had?
Yes, honey. I think it would. That's a great deterrent. That's a really wise commentary.
Can you cut that out?
No, I think that should stay in. Yeah, with that. What the fuck are you talking about? A rapist comes in, he's like, whoa! I didn't know I had a hippie over here. No, find me somebody else.
I'm saying like this guy he sounds like a Goomba, but it does sound like he's like he's like really pushing her and saying he's gonna break up with her if she doesn't shave it.
This is what I was gonna say.
He's not attracted to
when
her.
He says, would you mind shaving? Is that presumptuous? Maybe, but it's maybe okay to be a little bit presumptuous in a person that you're in a partnership with, because you're in a partnership and the rules of all these like rules of society that apply to like men at large and women at large, they don't necessarily have to apply one for one inside of a romantic relationship. You know, you can bend those rules a little bit. But so I think him saying, would you mind shaving it? It's not my thing. That's not about control. That's about like, preference. When she says no, and then he says, if you don't, I'm gone. That is about controlling you. That's about controlling your body, controlling what you do. That is the part that's, not to be annoying, deeply seeped in patriarchy and misogyny. That's the part where I'm like, that's a red flag. You got to get the fuck out. That dude sounds like a dick, and an insecure little dick, and also an immature little dick. Like
she says at the end, he feels slighted by any mention of continuing on as is.
Yeah, it's out. Get out. I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, it's not my preference to armpit hair is not my preference. I've dated many women with armpit hair, and I had no problem being attracted to them because I'm not a fucking 14-year-old boy. Like, it just was like, that part isn't my particular what do I care?
I'm going to grow mine out.
Go ahead. I don't give a
I've
shit.
done it before.
Go ahead, honey. You think you're scaring me? Let me just reply to that with this. I'll take a 0, please.
Oh, you're going to get the
Do you have a straight razor?
It doesn't look good on you. I was trying to help you.
Yeah, armpit hair doesn't look good on you either, honey.
You've never seen it.
I can imagine. No, do it if you want. I don't care. I mean, listen, I've got preferences that are deeply unseeped, and I like a, I don't know if I should say this, but I like an FB.
Full butt?
Full bush.
Oh, full bush.
That's not the like misogynistic hairline bikini line du jour, but everybody's different. Everybody likes what they like.
All right. Well, listen, this guy seems
He
kind of like
sucks.
an idiot.
Yeah, big time suck idiot.
We don't like him.
We don't like him,
I don't
but-
think you're annoying.
But I was just saying that for comedic effect, lady. I think you're the best cis femme cis het. I mean, you're the cis het of my heart.
Okay, and before we go, Moshe, why don't you share with everyone what you got in the mail today?
Oh, wow. I mean, if you're twisting my arm over here, I mean, well, I got the first package of, this is pretty cool. I got the box today of the final, I can smell it. I can smell the paper. The full Monty of my new book, Subculture Vulture, which you can pre-order right now.
Moshe's very proud of this book.
I am super proud of it.
I read it. It's hilarious. He's got amazing quotes on the back. What do you call those? I'm not in the book industry.
Blurbs.
Blurbs.
You are in the book industry. You are a published author.
I know, but I don't know what anything's called. Dax Shepard wrote something. Nick Kroll, John Mulaney. He's got the Chainsmokers on here.
Let me just say, when I was a little boy, I never wanted to be a comedian. I always wanted to be a writer. My whole life, when I was a little kid, if you'd said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a writer.
That's cute.
And I wrote one book when I was young. And the fact that I've written a second, I don't know. When I opened these, I got so emotional because it was like, I'm a 7th grade dropout. Like, I got a high school equivalency. I mean, I also got a college degree eventually. But, I just was like, the idea that I completed a second book. This one's dedicated to our daughter, by the way. Do you know that?
Nice.
I said for her initials. Oh, yeah. Now, I guess I shouldn't say that. FCK. You're getting closer to the breadcrumbs.
You put her name in there?
I put her initials in there.
Oh.
To FCK, this is all for you. I don't know. When I opened it, it just made me really emotional. Like, I wrote a second book. Like, I'm really proud of the work that I did here. And I really was on a track that I didn't think I would ever have any of my dreams come true. And like, I got a great family. I got a second book. I got an Emmy. There's only one more thing that I want, and I'll be happy.
Threesome?
The threesome would be nice. Okay, there's 2 more things that I want. Well, first of all, what kind of threesome?
We'll talk about it. What's the other thing you want?
No, I don't mean what kind of gender split. I'm talking what's the armpit hair ratio in this threesome. Because honestly, if all the chicks have armpit hair, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. I'm walking the other way.
I mean, honestly, I don't find it attractive. I wish men shaved under their arms.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I'm not.
Interesting. Wait. Oh, there's only one more thing I want.
Yeah, what's that?
For my dreams to come true. For every listener of this podcast.
Oh my God.
To go to moshekasher.com and pre-order this book. Get this. Look how beautiful this fucking thing is. Anyway, whatever. The point is, this book took me such a long time to write, and I put so much effort and research and energy into it. I'm just really excited for people to read it, and it really made me excited when I opened this box, and a bunch of my new books are there. Subculture Vulture.
All right. Well, get the book. And if you have any secrets, give us a call at 213-222-8608. Or if you need advice, send us an email at endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com. And don't forget to join our Patreon. We have secret dumps. You got your own special secret dumps. You have ad-free episodes.
Hold up.
We have dinner parties. Yes, honey.
What's another bonus feature that we have on the Patreon?
Oh, my God.
I just dropped a new mixtape, you guys.
Moshe has been working on this so hard. And
Did you listen to it, Laura? Part of it?
And
fuck you. You're literally fired.
Moshe put it on in the car. We had some friends with us. And
Yep.
everybody was dancing to it.
Except Natasha, and I'm not kidding, had her fingers in her ear like a cartoon character hearing something
Well,
she didn't
because
like.
I had already heard it so much.
No, you
but,
hadn't.
But it does seem like people love it.
It's a thumper.
People were dancing in the car.
I might
It
even
was
say
fun.
it slaps.
It do.
Okay.
It definitely do slap.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the book. Get on the Patreon. Get a DJ set coming your way. When's our next dinner party? We're gonna have one soon. They're fun. Our dinner parties are fun. If you're not on the Patreon, you're missing out because they're really, really cool. We really connect with all the fans. It's pretty awesome.
All right. Well, listen, Moshe, I'm so excited for your book. I am going to pre-order a copy.
I don't need you to do that, but thank you.
All right. Well,
Okay. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.